Welcome everyone to everydayman.net, the everyday conversation for the everyday man. I am your host, Derek Hicks, and we're here back with another movie review, The Possession of Hannah Grace. But before we get into it, make sure you guys head over to our website at theeverydayman.net where you can find all of our content. Also, premium content coming January 1st. Also, if you're listening on SoundCloud or iTunes, make sure you guys rate, comment, and subscribe. If you're listening on iTunes, make sure you guys give us those 5 stars. But to go ahead and get into the review. We'll watch the trailer and I'll be back with my thoughts.
This job is not for everyone
Because of the hours?
because the only co-workers are cadavers. I heard there were issues.
Yes, there were issues. But I'm much better now.
Welcome to the team.
You're the new girl.
Megan.
Well, I got a weird one for you. Her name is Hannah Grace. And her family was performing an exorcism or something on her. Something went wrong. And she died in the middle of it. You know what they say. If an exorcism isn't completed, evil will find a new vessel.
I believe when you die, you die. End of story.
Then you're up for it?
I can handle it. When you die, you die. When you die, you die. You've got to focus. Just breathe. When you die, you die. When you die, you die. When you die, you die. End of story. Hello?
All right, that was the trailer for the possession of Hannah Grace. All right, let me go ahead and get into it. Now, this movie, I'm gonna go ahead and let you guys know. I'm not even gonna waste your time. It's not really that scary, and I don't even know if you can actually make a good horror film around the holidays. It kind of doesn't make any sense to me. When you had Halloween 2 months ago, why didn't you just throw it in October? Why did you come out with this movie in December? It really makes no sense at all. Don't ever put a horror movie out around the holidays. First off, it's nobody really going to see it because you're trying to fuck up the most wonderful time of the year. And on top of that, it's a possession movie where it really doesn't give you anything new. Now, if you see the story, you have Megan Reed, played by Shay Michelle. You have Gray Damon, and also Lewis Hawthorne in this movie. And like I said, the cast isn't that bad. I just think the movie it just came out at the wrong time. And also, did we really need another possession movie again? And me and Jay was talking about it, and I was asking her like, no black people ever get possessed by demons. I mean, what was that about? Also, why do they always go for the little skinny white girls that they can twist up? I think maybe they're more horrifying. I think maybe physics. Maybe a bigger person can't bend the way a petite woman can. Maybe that's the reason why. Also, okay, so we have Laura. Of course, you learn. I'm sorry, Megan. She's has her own issues, and she gets a job at the morgue on the graveyard shift at the hospital. Now, let me tell you something. I'm never ever gonna do that job under any circumstances on the planet. I don't care what's going on in my life. I will find another job. I will find something else to do besides work in the morgue on the graveyard shift. That's ridiculous. Only way I would do that, like you really have to love being around dead people, for seriously, and that means something's really wrong with your ass. Um, but but okay, she's an ex cop and she had these issues, and she decided to get out, of the house and get a job. And the thing is, like, she should not, with her situation, she really shouldn't be alone around dead bodies. I'm not gonna tell you exactly what happened with her. I ain't really want to go into spoiler territory with this movie. Um, even though the trailer really do gives you a lot, so you have Hannah Grace, who, keep in mind, I'm going to tell you this, she died 3 months earlier, and for some odd reason, she ended up with Megan, on the graveyard shift at the mortuary in the hospital. And of course, things start to happen because it jumped in the trailer when you do exorcism and it doesn't work. The demon trying to find another host of the body, which really doesn't make any sense when you see the movie and see how things turn out, because the demon starts to kill people, and when it kills people, it heals itself. So if it can just do that to heal the body is in, why would it be looking for a new host? It's kind of confusing. And one of those movies like, all right, you want to turn your brain off, but not really, because the shit doesn't really make any sense. Um, Also, especially the way they get defeated, but it's it just a lot with what's going on with this movie. Um, and another thing that I really didn't care for, all the jump scares. The jump scares and the unnecessary death. I realize that it's a horror film. I realize people has to die, but the way they die, it's kind of like you got to be more creative. If you already go Jack the exorcism from since the beginning of the movie, when you perform the exorcism and it fails, and then you have to wait all this long time before even you get into the action of the horror. And of course, it's kind of scary when you put in the fact that somebody is alone at the bottom of the damn hospital by themselves on a graveyard shift around dead bodies, and you got to sit there all night with these corpses. And the only interaction that you have is if security come down there, or you get a delivery with another dead body, you know, which that sucks. And you have to do the fingerprints and do everything, work on the dead body by yourself, because she's the only one down there without any help. But when they was on day shift, they had multiple people down there. But I understand that maybe that that effect is it's the graveyard shift. You're not gonna get much action. So, but it just but now that I say that, that's what they should have probably played the movie off of. You don't really want to do the movie, because when they put the possession of Hannah Grace, the movie shouldn't even been about Hannah Grace at all, or her possession, because to be honest with you, it plays a little part in the movie. They put it where it needs to ramp up the action, but otherwise we have Megan, who has her own issues. They could have focused on that and focused on her being alone in the mortuary. You could have just played all that. The possession part, it was not needed. It wasn't necessary in this movie at all. And I know it sounds like I never really gave it a chance, but you can tell by the trailer it's probably not going to be a great movie. If you into these type of movie, like, even though I love horror films, but this one here just didn't do anything for me. It didn't work for me. I'm gonna give it a 2 out of 5. Because and the thing is, not only did they mess up the beginning of the movie, the middle, they didn't stick the landing either. And it's almost impossible to stick a landing in a horror film. Most people just don't do it, especially when it's gonna be a one-off. Now, if you're gonna have a sequel, maybe they're different, but no, there's not gonna be a sequel. This is gonna be a one and done. But if you're gonna have a sequel, maybe you leave it open ended. But when you have to stick a landing, like, that's how you end a horror film. It's almost impossible to get it done, and mostly everybody doesn't do it right. So with that being said, I'm going to give this movie a 2 out of 5, and I'm just being generous because it's December and it's close to Christmas, and Christmas is coming up. So I'm going to give it a 2 out of 5. I'm going to give it a 1, but I'm going to give it a 2. And this is Possession of Hannah Grace. Before I get out of here, like I said at the beginning, make sure you guys go check out our website. If you listen to us on SoundCloud, iTunes, I'm also going to probably put this on YouTube. So make sure you guys go check that out at the Everyday Man Podcast or Everyday Man on YouTube. We're there. And I'll check you guys later. Peace.